Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the Queers of Time podcast.
I'm Matt.
I'm James.
I'm Kenny.
And I'm Kat.
And this is a podcast to talk about all the gay stuff in the Wheel of Time.
Because we're gay and we like the Wheel of Time. And as always, thank you to our fellow Venator of Moiraine, Charlie, Lux, and John. Thank you very much for the support.
Thank you.
What are we talking about today?
What aren't we talking about today?
Today we're talking about Season 3 of the Wheel of Time and all of the promos and stuff that's been released so far.
Yeah.
And announcements and all of that cool stuff. So we're going to be talking about all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. In no order whatsoever, because...
Absolutely none.
Yeah. I think, has there been that much things released in January? There was some new picture today. So, yeah, by the way, we're recording that last few days of January. So maybe a few more things will have come up before that episode comes out. But yeah, so far we've had a first few picture a week ago. I don't remember exactly how many, but maybe like a bit less than a dozen, maybe. Mm-hmm. And today we got a few pictures from Tanchico.
Yep.
With some article. I noted in the article that apparently there were 3 outlets being invited to the Tanchico set. So I was like, maybe we're going to get another article at some point.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I was curious.
And I don't think, have we recorded or have we talked about the Elida announcement since it's happened?
I don't think so.
I don't think we have.
We only recorded a single episode about Season 3, which was when the trailer came out. But since that, we haven't done anything.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. So there's quite a bit.
Yeah.
That we can catch up on. That's exciting.
Yeah.
What do we want to start with?
That's a big question. You were talking about Elida. We could actually talk about Elida because we got the confirmation that Shoei was playing Elida. We also got some first picture from Elida last week, and we also got the cast announcement for part of the Traken family. More gays.
Yeah.
That dude whose name I forgot, and
Galad?
No, I'm talking about the guy who's sleeping with more gays.
Gabriel.
Oh, that guy.
Lord Gabriel.
Lord Gabriel.
Yes.
And the 2 brothers of Elaine. So
yeah. Oh my god, that feels like ages ago.
That was ages ago. That was like before the Christmas break, something like that.
Okay, well that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense why I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, we've been getting a lot of, and I don't know why I'm surprised, because this happens every season, but I'm always surprised by how many casting announcements we get. And I'm like, yeah, there are a lot of characters in this book. So we're going to,
yeah,
There's
so many characters in these books. And even if we're getting 10%, that's still 280 characters.
It's a lot.
Even if we're getting 5% of the named characters in the books, that's 180 characters.
Yeah.
190 characters?
I mean, you say 280, so half that at
190.
Be 140.
140, you're right.
Listen.
Gays can't math.
I can math.
Yes, you can. You are the exception in this group, Kimmy. The rest of us are not. We're not math gays.
No, I really like the announcement of Elida. We got that announcement, and then a week later, or 2 weeks later, we got the promo images where we got the first image of Elida and wearing red.
And more gays.
More gays, yes.
Whose dress is stunning, by the way.
Oh my god, it's crazy.
I mean, both are stunning, but the vibe of more gays it's very much something they were trying to show.
Yes.
I don't like the Morgaze dress.
You're not a fan of it?
I think they were trying to go for something and it didn't quite hit.
It's like I'm fairly certain they're going for very like Elizabethan. fashion. And I am not a fashion person at all, but that's what it read to me. I was like, oh yeah, this is the era that they're going for. I think it tracks with the Trakand family.
Right.
With that line, I think it tracks, but it's a lot. And which also tracks because Morghese is a lot.
Yeah, I think that might be it, is like take one thing off.
Yeah.
I think the little cape thing is a little much.
Right.
But it feels very much like royalty from a certain time period and a certain place in the world, which they were trying to show, because Andor is kind of like the England of like a century ago. I'm very curious how that costume gonna look like in movement.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it might look completely different in movement, which might change my opinion of it quite a bit.
Right.
But I think it's interesting that Morghese comes to the White Tower, because they're clearly in the White Tower.
Because you can see accepted.
Yeah, because there's accepted and and novices there. And I think it's very much like, where is my daughter?
Yep, probably.
There's a bit of that, but it's also very interesting because I had not noticed in the picture before, but there's like a bunch of Andorian guards in the back, but it's like exactly the same colors as Elida's costume, which very much gives a vibe of this Aes Sedai isn't particularly may not be fully aligned with the tower. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like it just so happens that her colors are the same as the Andoran colors.
Yeah, because she's also wearing gold. Like she's in red and gold, which is exactly the same colors and the guard that we see behind her.
Yeah, she is very clearly aligned. I mean, like it's really interesting seeing the two of them side by side because like obviously Morghese is very extravagant as we would imagine it would be, and Elida's is too, but in a very in a more subtle way.
Right.
If that makes, you know what I mean? And I think that also makes sense with Elida's character, where it's also intricately made and beautiful, but it's more subtle. It's
as extravagant as an Aes Sedai could be.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, she's very much riding that line of like, and it's she's literally separated herself from the tower. She's been in Andor up until this point, and it seems like visually she's separate from the tower as well, because if you didn't know better, you'd think like, oh yes, this is someone in Morghese, and I mean she is in Morghese's court, but this is not an Aes Sedai. This is someone else disconnected from the tower. So
right,
yeah.
I keep forgetting who is playing Morghese, and I did not recognize Olivia Williams in this picture. I don't know why.
I didn't either.
It's
yeah, neither did I.
Maybe it's a blonde part.
I think
that definitely could be it. Hair color changes so much for a person's face.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's wild.
I mean, when we can see that people were not convinced, like Elaine was Elaine in the trailer and it was the same hair color, but it was a different makeup. So, I mean...
it does a lot. It changes a lot.
Yeah. Do we want to keep talking about the picture for a week ago? There was...
Well, so what other ones? So we got a lot of Aiel.
Yes,
we got that big wide shot of the Aiel with Moiraine in her hat.
Yeah.
Moiraine in her emotional support hat.
Emotional support hat, really? Is that how people are calling it on social media or whatever? Oh.
That's what I'm calling it. That's what it looks like to me.
Okay.
She's become a hat lesbian, it seems.
Yeah.
Hat lesbians are definitely a type of lesbian.
Unfortunately, not mine.
Well,
you wear hats. You wear baseball caps. You have a Wheel of Time baseball cap that I've seen you wear.
See, the thing is that I don't even call that a baseball cap because baseball in Europe, what are you talking about?
Right.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean,
there's, I don't know how much there is to talk about in this picture. You have...
It's a lot that we had seen in the trailer, to be honest.
Right. You have finally, it looks like Ruark. the giant Aiel.
Yes. I think it's him because his cast got confirmed recently, right?
Yeah.
You have Moiraine, you have Rand, you have Lan, you have the old Aiel, a wise one, and then some random Aiel that I don't recognize.
I think the Aiel is so there's Melaine and Melindra and Bair. So because all of that casting also got announced not long ago, we got Bair, Melindra, Ruark, and Melaine. And was it Melindra that people were like surprised because the casting announcement announced that she's from Malkir or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, which I couldn't care less, honestly.
Yeah, that's fine. Let them change things.
Let them make one of those Aiel a bit more interesting.
Yeah, I am all for it. Like I'm all for it. It's not something that's going to severely impact the plot. I don't think. If anything, it's going to make it more interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's another sort of connection. So yeah, let them change whatever they want. Not whatever they want, but let them change things.
Yeah.
I mean, Melindra is no offense to whoever is playing Melindra on social media, but Melindra is a minor character.
Oh, that's true.
She's I like her, don't mind me. But
yeah, she's great.
Yeah. So and also like we're in a stage where you can't have 1,000 of name Aiel that all have the same background.
Right.
Because otherwise, like people watching that show will never teleport to Aiel because especially they already dress all the same. And especially for the maidens, they pretty much like you don't see much of their hair because of how they dress and their face a lot of
they're
time.
Veiled and
so you need to find ways for people to tell Aiels apart.
Yeah, you need to make them unique. Like there's in this picture, there's 2 Aiel guys on either side of Ruark, and I cannot tell them apart.
No, would not be able to tell who they are. Like it's yeah, exactly. No, I completely agree. They need to. I think it's important because
spice it up.
Yeah. And as much as they're, obviously they want the book fans, us book fans, to be happy and to find, like, you see characters that we've, gone on journeys with reading and everything like that. But they also need to make sure that the general audience who have not read the books are equally engaged. And so there have to be balances for that. And, if that means that some characters aren't included, or if it means that some characters are expanded on and given a little bit more depth, I think I'm all for that.
Yeah. Was there anything else about any other Aiel pick? I don't think so. There was a Rand and Lan fighting picture, but we had seen that scene already in the trailer, so I don't think there's much more interesting. There's a Moiraine picture channeling, which is pretty.
It's very pretty.
It's very pretty.
If I wish it had a larger format image, I would make it my wallpaper on my phone or something, or on my desktop.
Yeah, I really like what she's wearing. It seems to be leather, apparently. And
is it leather?
I think it's cut leather.
Wow.
On top of a dress, like because there's definitely relief to it.
I thought it was like metallic.
Me too. Yeah.
I feel like I may be mistaken, but there's a guy that works on leather work for the show that may have made a post on Instagram mentioning that it was another piece that he had worked on. And I think it's the guy who worked on the shoulder pattern.
The pauldrons,
like the pauldrons for the first season.
Oh, cool.
So I think he was mentioning that.
Okay. Very cool.
That's what I remember.
No, that's really awesome. No, I really like her outfit in this.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to if she's channeling with that little ball thing that she found in the trailer.
Yeah, I'm curious what this is about.
Yeah. And where this takes place, too. Like, where this falls sort of in the season.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's definitely in the waist, but I don't know, like, where.
Yeah,
so that'll be interesting.
I've seen some guesses about where, like, when the picture happens, because apparently in some places the name of the picture has some indication about the episode. But I don't remember. I feel like it was a late season picture.
Interesting.
Most of the other picture are early episode, I guess. But yeah. and also I'll mention there's an Avienda Elaine picture.
I was just gonna say. Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, let's go to the last Aiel that we have.
Uh-huh.
Let's talk about, like, I mean, it's a queer podcast. We have to,
of course,
to talk a little bit about that. Like,
it looks like they're sharing a drink together. Elaine is looking at Avienda longingly, and Avienda is looking back with a smirk in her eye.
They both look very into each other, quite honestly. Like, they look like they're already, like, in the zone there.
Elaine kind of looks intrigued.
Yes.
Which is interesting. I don't know. It's curious that one of the first few picture of the third season contains a picture of the two. Maybe they're gonna, like, because I'm expecting the two to have very separate trajectory for most of the season, because Avienda's gonna go to the Waste, Elaine's gonna go to Tenchiko. Right. But maybe that gets a bit of bonding time during those first few episodes, which would be nice, because they do have a nice friendship in the books that should have been more than a friendship, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, I'm sorry to say, you don't talk about another person's boobs like that without being at least a little bit interested.
Yeah, it's...
If there's an equivalent of that scene in the show...
I would love it.
I would die.
It would be excellent. And honestly, I can see them doing it. I can see it being a thing.
Just for
I can see them having... Yeah, I can absolutely see them including a scene like that with adjustments maybe, but for sure. Where, I'm trying to remember now because I haven't watched season 2 in a minute, where is Min at the end of season 2?
She's in Karen.
She's in Karen, okay.
Because she traveled there with Matt, and Matt got transported to Farm, but I'm expecting some sort of time jump and to start this, like, we're starting the season in Tavern.
That makes sense.
So
the reason I ask is I'm wondering if we'll get a scene with all three of them together.
I don't think so.
I feel like that's going to come later. But...
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Min shows up directly in Tenchiko.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's possible.
Could be.
Yeah, because then you have one less person to handle travel. She can just have moved away in the background, and that's it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, but I'm a bit surprised too that Avienda would be following everyone to Tavern. Or maybe it's to ensure that Rand goes to the Waste after?
It could be.
Yeah.
So, I'm just looking, and I mean, we can't see a lot in the background. It doesn't look like Elaine is in Tarvalon, though, from the way that she's dressed.
Yeah, I don't know. I assume this is still in Falma, I would assume.
That was kind of what I was thinking. Like, we may get a bit from, or it could be like a flashback to Falma, and then, like, but, just to sort of see how they got to where they are now. I don't know, that may be too much.
We don't have any picture of Nynaeve in Tarvalon, right?
There may have been we do, because we have her in the White Tower. She's entering the what's it called? The hall. In the trailer. It's in the trailer. Though.
In the trailer. So she does go, because for a minute I was like, maybe like Elaine and Nynaeve directly go to Tenchiko, but that doesn't feel right. Could be also that they have arrived in Tarvalon but haven't yet been to the tower, so they haven't put off their... Or maybe she's...
traveling clothes.
Leaving the tower and being sneaky.
Yeah, I assume there's going to be a time jump of some kind.
Yeah. Because it's... I imagine that either Nynaeve or Elaine or both of them are going to report what happened in Falma and what happened with the Shan-Chan and Liantrin and all of that jazz. And so we're going to get that whole, all of that stuff. I don't know.
We kind of know already that the first scene of the season is like Liandrin trying to say that Swan betrayed the tower. I don't remember. Like, she's trying to get some dirt on Swan for what happened in Karen. But then there's Nynaeve getting into the tower, and she's revealing that Leandrin is a dark friend, and there's a big fight in the White Tower in the first 20 minutes of that first episode, something like that.
Right.
So yeah, you're right. Nynaeve is definitely in the tower.
Yeah. So I assume that Elaine is also there. But yeah, it's completely possible that she's like, that's from like Elaine is not in, the White Tower and is just somewhere else in Tar Valon. Yeah, that's completely possible.
Yes, we'll have to wait and find out. But if that's the only scene that they have the two of them together, and that's the scene we got a picture from, I'm like, stop teasing us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a tease if that's the case.
Yeah.
I am going to choose to be optimistic and think that we get more.
Yes.
And it'll be good.
Okay, what was the picture? There's a picture with the three boys, like Rand, Perrin, and Matt. That is cute. I don't have much to say about that. They all are wearing some level of blue, so I'm guessing that Moiraine had some hand in dressing them.
Moiraine is dressing her children.
Yeah, it's nice to see them together.
Yeah.
And also, Perrin definitely has yellow eyes there, right? Or...
Yes, Perrin definitely has yellow eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He is full wolf brother now.
Yeah. After that, there's a picture of Lanfear.
Looking her earring looks so cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think she had the same last season.
She did, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she's always looking so good.
Yeah. Oh, can we talk about Elaine, Nynaeve, and Egwene on the horses?
Yes, I was switching to that one. It's a nice shot, by the way.
It is. It's a very powerful shot.
Very.
Nynaeve's braids look amazing.
Oh my god, they look so good. And also just like the way that their outfits are done as well. And now I don't think we know the context for this. I think I've seen people speculating that it's in the dream world. So Tel'aran'rhiod, mayhaps, or during
a test.
A test, the accepted test. Yeah.
My guess is the accepted test with Egwene.
That makes sense. That makes the most sense.
Because why would they be on horses in the dream world?
That's a good point. But it's like, though, even the way that they're dressed, it fits with their personalities too. Like, Elaine's looks very regal. She looks like a queen. Nynaeve is dressed for battle. Like she has like almost a full sort of breastplate. A
very functional outfit.
Yes, and she is wearing yellow as well. Elaine is wearing green, and then Egwene is also wearing yellow, which is
in gold.
Is in gold. That's yes.
She's Yamerlin.
There we go.
To me, it's an accepted test, and she's Yamerlin with two Aes Sedai, and they're doing something.
But would she be wearing? Well, I guess if she's the Yamerlin, she can do whatever the fuck she wants.
Yeah.
I was just saying, would she be wearing all yellow?
It's not yellow; it's gold. Like which has been the color that Swan has been primarily wearing.
That's true. You're right.
For main outfits.
You're right.
Yeah, that's my guess, at least.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And they also have their Aes Sedai rings on, and it looks like there are stones in them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks, I mean, Elaine's looks green. I don't think you can see Nynaeve's, but I'm assuming that it's yellow.
Yeah, you can't see Nynaeve's, but Elaine or Egwene's looks goldish.
Yeah, it does.
So
yeah.
I don't know if we've ever seen Suan's Aes Sedai ring. I'm sure we have.
Of course, Moiraine kissed it.
Right, but what color stone was in it?
Point. What color is it? That's a good point.
It was gold.
Oh, okay.
Was it gold? Okay, well there you go. Of course, Moiraine kissed it. You sounded so offended.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a nice shot. It's I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
I like Elaine's petulant face. Or like disgusted face, I guess. I don't know how to describe it.
And Egwene looks worried. I don't know why.
Yeah, she looks
like she's frowning a little bit, like she doesn't want to do this. Or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else?
Do we want to talk about the swan? The shot of
Yes.
swan?
I mean, we were talking about the Emerald, so
Which I assume is part of the opening sequence.
I imagine
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. She looks furious.
She looks pissed.
I don't think we've ever seen Swan look this angry before. Even when she was like fake / real yelling at Moiraine. Well, maybe a little bit. Maybe that was the last time we really saw her that emotional before, but she looks pissed in this one.
Yeah, she looks very angry.
And pissed in a different way. Like, because with Moiraine, it was kind of a betrayal, but she's fighting with rage here.
Yes. Yeah, this is, like, that's exactly it. Like, there's rage in her face here, which, I mean, if we're going on the assumption that it takes place during that confrontation with Leandrin, it's, I mean, for her, the ultimate betrayal.
Yeah.
You know, she's finding out one of her daughters, one of the Aes Sedai, is a dark friend, and has betrayed them in a horrible way. So that tracks.
Yeah, it's a really nice image.
I'm really excited to see Sofia Okonedo this season. Like, to see more of her. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how much of her we're gonna get. Yeah, especially since apparently you predicted that the coup would be like in episode 7, and then episode 4, and then episode 3. I feel like you couldn't really figure out which episode the coup was going to be with those tower cards.
Yeah.
I still have no idea.
Still no clue. We were all over the place. The tarot cards were all over the place. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe the cards were like, I don't know. I don't have an answer for you.
Maybe the coup takes place in all of those episodes.
Maybe because you could have like right before the coup, like the coup start episode 3, the coup continue episode 4, Swan escape episode 7.
And you just get bits and pieces of it.
Ooh.
That would be fun. I would like that.
And then I guess we move into Tanchico, right?
Yeah, there's a picture with Matt, Nynaeve, Min, and some guys that we didn't know, but honestly, I thought it was Tom. But apparently Tom is behind because there's a guitar and a bit of gray hair in the background that apparently is Tom. Yes. If you look right between Matt and that new guy that is, I don't know, Julian or someone like that, there's a head of a guitar, and right below the neck, like the chin of that guy, there's a little strand of white hair that looks very much like, Tom.
People are wild in what they find.
That's crazy.
I bet it's indeed gonna be Tom Merlin right behind him. And I'm like, people found that. People really, yeah.
Oh my god.
People have time to waste.
I love this fandom. Listen, I wish I had the time that some people have. And that is not, to be clear, that is not a judgment. I am genuinely impressed.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't have much on this image because, like, it looks like... I'm glad Matt finally got a change of clothes.
Thank God. Thank God. And he's going, as many people have pointed out, he's going full tits out.
Tits out.
Tits out in Tenchiko. Excellent. Good for Matt.
I'm assuming you saw Kevin's edit.
Come on, Camille. Of course I have. I've seen it. My partner's seen it. It's...
I saw it on Blue Sky before it got any like, and I was like, no, I'm not going to comment on that.
You're like, I'm not giving Kevin any more encouragement on this.
I will not entertain this. So for people not online, Kevin just added boobs to that.
Yeah, added some titties. It's excellent. It's very good.
Which, good for Matt.
Good for Matt. He looks like he's entering a new
era, and
a new slutty era, maybe let's call it. Which, good for him.
When we look at the photos that we got today, indeed.
Yeah.
Because
truly.
This is the same costume, but there's a veil on it. And for a bit, I thought he was wearing a dress. And I was like, good for you, guy.
Do we know that he isn't wearing a dress?
Yeah, it's just with a veil on it, it looks very much dressy.
Okay.
It could still be a dress.
I'm just saying, the sleeves, it looks like it could be a dress. Which, good for him.
It's a little too close to pink ribbons for me.
Oh no. Well, we don't want that.
I had not noticed, but like
Mhm.
in Min's belt, right behind him, there's a knife in her belt,
Yeah.
and I love that for her.
Yeah.
That was in the same. She was wearing it in the other picture as well.
Mhm.
Like, I think these scenes take place like very close to each other.
Yes. Yeah, it seems so. Yeah.
Elaine is also there because she's right behind Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Tenchiko looks great.
Yeah.
Tenchiko looks. It has a different vibe for sure.
Yeah. Like the set design, once again, the set design and the costuming for this show is like gets better and better and better. I'm so impressed by it.
Yeah. I mean, at the first look of those pictures, when looking at the set specifically, it did remind me a lot of the village that Perrin was sleeping in when the Sentient attacked. But it's also like kind of fishing village vibe, which makes sense.
Right.
But like the costume are very, very different, and I love what they're doing with the veil and the scarves and this kind of thing. You can really see that everyone has something, that they're either covering their eyes or their mouth or something else, and it's really well done.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. I like it a lot.
You kind of want to just travel there and visit that set.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Do we want to talk about the big idol in the middle of like the town?
Oh yeah.
With the pregnant woman or the woman who just gave birth, it looks like. Because that's weird.
Yeah, what's that about?
I don't know.
I just want to comment that it's weird as fuck.
Yeah. I mean, I'm into it. I can't wait to see what's up with that, but it's weird. I'm ready to be creeped out by it.
Yeah. I've no clue what that like statue could be representing.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't remember much about Tenchiko and like the vibe of it all.
I don't remember it being like this necessarily, but I like it.
Yeah.
It's very like Caribbean.
Yeah. Not a lot of sun, so maybe they're not going to be tanning too much. But
yeah.
Yeah, I see a lot of skull in the background, which I find very interesting. Like, I don't know if you noticed. It's
a lot of what in the background?
Skulls. Yeah, when you look at the picture with Matt and the veil, in the back, like you see
yeah, lots of skulls.
Oh yeah.
A lot of skulls. Yeah. And there's also like, there's someone behind that looks like they have a hat with a skull, but it may be something completely different and I'm just blind.
No, it looks like there's a skull on top of it.
It does, yeah. Yeah, it does.
So I don't know what they have with skull, but it's there. It could be just one specific place like that. But yeah, it looks like a culture that I want to learn about.
Yeah, me too. I'm into it.
I want to understand what their deal is. I like that.
I'm very much into it.
I like that they're able to make so many different culture look unique and interesting, and
yeah, for sure. Just looking, I'm on the wiki, just looking to see what.
Yeah, I don't recall like there being a big description of Tenchiko, and
no, there isn't. It's more like you get more description of Terabon, which is which is the country obviously, but not of Tenchiko specifically. So which I imagine for something like for an adaptation, they kind of like when that's the situation, because then they get to expand, like not necessarily make up things, but kind of, and just sort of take bits and pieces and expand on those and kind of make it their own thing, which is cool, I think.
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, there's a couple other random shots in Tenchiko, but
I mean, a few of them looks to be at like very similar time, because like the same guy is
the same peddler.
Yeah, same peddler is in the background.
Yeah, like Nynaeve is walking, where Matt and Min look kind of, they're looking around, but they don't look as tense. Nynaeve, as per usual, looks quite tense, because she has a balled up fist, pretty much. And she does not look comfortable there at all.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see the dynamics, between Nynaeve, Min, Elaine and Matt all together in one place.
Yeah.
It's a lot of different strong personalities.
And then you add Tom and potentially Jeline or whoever that other guy is.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a good group.
Yeah, like I know Tom is in that group and I don't like it.
I have been actively blocking it out.
I like that he's in that group because that means he's very far away from Moiraine.
I mean, that's fair.
That's true.
That's a good point.
Like, he still hasn't met her.
And he never will.
And he never will.
But you joke, but I would not be surprised if that was the case. If they just never interacted.
I would love for Rafe to do that because Rafe loves Moiraine.
Yes.
He really likes Moiraine and Swan. And for him to be like, I will leave no doubt those two characters will never meet would be such a fun thing for him to do.
Yeah, I would love it.
No, I think that's about it that we have for season 3 so far, as of this recording.
Yeah, as of this recording.
Yes.
I mean, we're what? We're a month and a half from the release?
Yeah.
About that, yeah.
But what, 6 weeks? 7 maybe? No, 6.
6.
Pretty much 6. Yeah. So yeah, we'll get more as we go. Like, there's still some poster to come up. I'm fully expecting some, like a few more articles in some magazine like The Empire or this kind of thing, because there's always a spread there. Probably
some cast interviews.
Yeah, because they were recording cast interviews not long ago, and we saw a few people asking on social media what question we had for the cast. And actually, something that was interesting is that apparently there's one interview where Sophia Okonedo and Daniel Ene are like both together in the interview, which I find an interesting pairing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Sophia Okonedo being in interviews, period, is very much a sign that she's going to have. It's, first of all, excellent. Thank you so much. And also, it's very much a sign that Swan is going to have much more of a presence in this season, which makes complete sense. And that's kind of what, like us and lots of other people have been saying from the beginning, that, around season 3 is when we're going to start seeing more of Swan, because that's really when Swan's story kicks off in a very big way. So,
so that's going to be fun. So we'll get cast interview, we'll get a second trailer because that's going to come up too. There's going to be at least a Wednesday, a What Wednesday before this episode comes out, because I will not release it in 2 days. So there will be stuff that we will have missed, but it's already like a good track of what has been going on so far.
Yeah,
and we're hyped for season 3.
Very, very hype.
I was gonna say, how are we feeling about season 3? I'm excited.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited. It'll be great.
I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm not like waiting for news. I don't know, maybe just because I have a lot going on in my life right now, and I think we're a few people with a lot going on in our life right now. So it's like,
I'm trusting the process.
Yes, exactly.
I don't have the time to obsess with it.
And also, we're at season 3. Yeah, exactly. Like, I think also we've kind of settled into the groove of things, and so, like, while we're getting, like, yes, this is new information that we're getting, and we're getting new pictures and everything like that, it's not such a surprise now that we're getting all of this new stuff. It's more like, okay, yeah, this is the, this is the process.
There's a regular marketing process.
Yeah.
And it's good. So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Trust the process. Anyway, thank you all for listening to this episode of The Quiz of Time. We hope you enjoyed that. If you want to find us, we are on Blue Sky and on Tumblr. That's the main 2 places that we are posting about these days. And also we have a Discord. Feel free to join us there, so you can chat with us. And if you want to support us, we have a Patreon. If you subscribe to the Patreon, you get episodes a few days early, and also access to unedited video recording of this episode. So you can see how messy we are. And all of the shit stuff that I cut. I don't know. There's not much that I'll cut today.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good. Go us.
But like, sometimes there's an episode when I was recording for like the 2024 books with Matt. At some point, he just left the room because he needed to pick up something. So I talked by myself for like 30 seconds, and then I was like, okay, no, let's just wait for Matt.
Oh my god, that does sound like that. Him just being like, okay, I gotta go pick up something.
I mean, he warned me in advance.
Yes.
But it just, he had to leave right when I was saying something. I wasn't just gonna like shut up. So yeah, anyway.
Oh my god, too good.
Yeah, thank you very much and see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you all for listening. This was Queers of Time, a Wheel of Time podcast. The music is Dance of the Witches by Julius H.